Hey guys. So, I want to talk to y'all about my first out of body experience. I'm really not sure. Okay, let me rewind. All right, I'm going to start from the beginning. The first time that I had this experience, I had just gotten baptized, right? I got baptized. It's a Christian thing to do. When you're a Christian, you get baptized because you want to be renewed. So I didn't realize, like, when I was young, everybody in my family believed in God, and I still do. Everybody in my family believed in God, and they went to church, so they considered themselves Christians because they were believers in Christ, Jesus Christ, and they followed Jesus. So they were Christians. Christianity is a religion, an organization. So I grew up Christian. I believed in God. I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior when I was young. My grandmother told me if I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, I would go to heaven. If you really think about this stuff, it sounds like gang initiation and or with a cult. And I know that sounds bad. Ooh, yes, I got them press ons. Excuse me. Okay. I know that sounds bad. But I've read the whole entire Bible from front to back. I listened to the Bible on pray.com from beginning to end. I've watched videos and videos and videos on YouTube, cartoon videos, real people videos. I've watched and learned so much about the Bible. You could ask me any question. I know the story. I have gained so many values from the philosophy of the Bible that I still use today, even. But I just came to realize that, when I got baptized, I stopped doing so many things. I stopped cursing. I was slower to anger, which now I've adopted, and now I'm slow to anger because that's what I learned from the Bible, and I realized that's a necessary tool. So you know what? I'm going to keep that, even though I see things differently now. So the Bible is very necessary. It's very useful. It's a great self-help book. It's a guide. It's the way. It really is. It's a good way. It's a good way. It's just some things, after learning other things, there's some things in the Bible that I'm just like, okay, this kind of seems very male centered, the Bible. It's a lot of male centered kind of stuff in there. But I'm like, well, that makes sense because, the Bible has been changed as time has gone on. Things have been changed. It probably won't be changed now, today, because we all have this memory of the Bible ingrained in our heads. And if something was to change, it would be like, you know what I'm saying? But there's a New Testament and there's an Old Testament. Then there are books that are not in the Bible. And it's just like, okay, what could be missing? What could be missing that could free other people? Because I could see, someone try to hide particular things from the Bible so a certain group of people wouldn't feel included. Let's just say there's a part of the Bible that says that men can be with men. I don't know. But men had to be with women so they can have an heir. Because if you had an heir, you was the top dog. That's male-centered. But, hey, whatever. So, anyway. Yeah. Getting baptized is ritualistic. It's a ritual. It's a ritual. It's a ritual. It's an initiation. All right, you're in the gang. You're a Christian. You're in the gang. You got baptized. That's how I see it now. That's not how I saw it when I got baptized. But after I got baptized, I was going through spiritual warfare. I was going, woo! Yes, I got this big, heavy iPad. I went through spiritual warfare. Um, I was judgmental, unknowingly and knowingly. I felt like I was better than others because I was cleansed. And it was just like, y'all doing this and y'all doing that. And I was just doing that stuff long ago. Yep. It turned me into one of those people. And I was trying like very hard to keep my judgment to a minimum. Posting scripture, letting everybody know, yeah, I'm a Christian. I found God. All that. And then I started learning about other stuff. I started learning about the universe. And then it was like hermeticism, quantum physics. And all of that stuff is in alignment with the Bible. It really is. Science is in alignment with the Bible. It goes hand in hand. I'm like, oh, this makes sense because this is like kind of what the Bible was describing. I'm like, oh, it dawned on me. It was like, okay, so the Bible, somebody knew what scientists knew, and they put it in a story form for humans to be able to easily conceptualize. The Bible is easier for humans to conceptualize because it involves people. It involves humans, and we're humans. Science is not easy to conceptualize. You can conceptualize, all right, Jesus told them to cast their nets to the right instead of the left because when they cast their nets to the right, then they was able to pick up fish. In Hermeticism, your imagination is on the right hemisphere of your brain and your ego is on the left. Come on now. Why were there so many fish that they couldn't pick up the net to the right, but none on the left? None? There were none? Absolutely not one on that little boat. But on the right of the boat, there were so many fish that they could barely pick up the net. Is that something realistic to human beings? Come on, let's just be serious. It's because when you play on the imaginative side of your brain, that's where all of the different realities are there. And if you tap into that side of your brain instead of your ego that's saying, there's not going to be anything out there. Why are you even trying? Your ego is trying to convince you that you can't get something done. But the right side of your brain is showing you all of the ways that you can do it and will have it. So play with the right side. Play on the right side of your brain and not the left. Ignore the left. Pay attention to the right. That's what that story in the Bible with Jesus is depicting. And it's science and a religion together. And it's really hard for me to have this information in my head and know this information because it's hard for me to talk to anybody about it. Because most people that I know, especially Black people, are Christians. They're just like born into Christianity. And I don't want to take anybody's faith away from them because I'll tell you one thing. Knowing what I know now has made it so hard for me to like see people talking about God, he's gonna, he this, he that, he this, he that. God is not a he. God is not a man in the sky with a beard and a robe. That's not God. That is what the Bible depicts for humans because humans can conceptualize that. God is eternal. The Bible says that too. The Bible is saying all of this, but like they say, you only understand the Bible at your level of your current level of understanding. So, when you grow in understanding, then you'll grow to understand or realize that the Bible is saying that God is within. God is in you. You were made in his image. God is within. And the Bible says that you can move mountains. You can't really move a mountain. You as a human being can't actually move a big ass mountain. Excuse me. You can't move a mountain. But you can get past or move past, or you can move any obstacle. You can move obstacles, but you can't move a mountain. You can't move a mountain, but you can move obstacles. So, therefore, there it is. That's what the Bible is. Once you come to understand that, when you read the Bible again, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. There's more. There's so many more. Like, I've come to so many conclusions with the Bible. Like when Jesus fed the people with the 5 pieces of bread, or the 5 fish and the 3 pieces of bread. I've been in that situation, and I was saying to myself, like, oh shit, I'm just like Jesus. I've been in a situation where it's me, my daughter, and maybe I have my goddaughter, or maybe I have my little cousin who's my daughter's age. And I'm like, dang, I don't have enough food for all of us. I have enough for me and my daughter, but I don't have enough food for all of us. But I got fruit. I don't know, bread. I got this. I got that. I'll put all of this together and we'll all be full. I mean, we don't have to all overeat anyway. And it's not like I'm giving them like low tech. I'm just saying, like, I made a way out of no way. When I thought I didn't have what I needed, I did. There were so many times I thought I didn't have water in my house. I'm like, oh, you ran out of water. But then I went into my garage. I have a refrigerator in my garage, and there's water in there. That's a blessing. Because if I had known, I wouldn't have thought that I went without. But that's a blessing to stumble upon it. Yeah, that's a side one. Anyway, let me get to the juicy part, to why I came on here. Oh, look, a hot mess. Okay, so after I got baptized, I was reading a book. I forgot the guy's name. He was teaching about spiritual warfare, how to fight against it, and what prayers to say, etc. And I was falling asleep on the book. And this is the very first time. And this was 5 years ago. No. This was like 4 years ago. 4 years ago? It's like 4 years ago, maybe. So if this was 4 years ago, I was 28. Or maybe I was turning 29. So this was 3 years ago. I was turning 29 years old. 29th birthday. On my birthday, I decided to get baptized. And I got baptized, and then I'm reading the Bible every single day, every day. I want to learn about it. I'm so desperate. I don't want to hear nothing else. I want to hear the Bible. And I'm reading this book. I'm trying to think of the author's name. I'm trying to think of the name of the book. I can't remember. I should have came on here prepared. But I'm reading this book, and I started falling asleep. But then I felt like something like this go across my chest. Both hands. I don't have my other hand right now. But it's like someone was hugging me from the back. Because I was laying on my stomach. And I had the book in my hand. And I remember I was falling asleep, but I wasn't quite entirely asleep yet. And then I started feeling like it felt like hands were going across my chest, which at that time, I thought was so perverted. I'm like, oh, this has got to be demonic. This got to be demonic because why is it was making my nipples tingle. I didn't like it. I was like, this is so perverted. This can't be of God. I don't know who was trying to give me a hug, but somebody was hugging me from behind. They had their arms, or it felt like hands. It felt like hands going across my chest. And so I thought that something was trying to get me. I really did. I thought something was trying to get me. So I started speaking in tongues, and it stopped. It stopped, and I think I eventually went to sleep. So I was tired from reading the book. I kept falling asleep. Whew. Okay. All right. Second time. Maybe this was, and then there was another time I heard like a boom, 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 on the wall, right? But my daughter's room is behind the wall, and her TV is on the wall. So there's no way. There's no way that, and I don't even know if my daughter was home at the time, or maybe she was. I can't remember, but boom, 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 on the wall in my daughter's room where her TV is. There's no way that somebody could be in my daughter's room. My daughter would have to be standing on top of her dresser and putting her hand behind her TV in order to make the sound that doom, doom, doom that I heard in my room. Right? So that was pretty strange. So I started praying in tongues. So then there was the last time, right? Or the next time. There was the next time. I'm laying down. It's time to go to bed. And I'm falling asleep, but I'm not quite asleep yet. I'm falling asleep. And my eyes are like open, but I'm not entirely sleeping yet. I'm not completely shut down. And I look out of my room and I see two figures. I don't see any like faces. It's just like it's like a silhouette or like a shadow. It looks like a shadow. Two shadowy like human like figures. I see no faces. I see no body parts. I just see two dark shadows like standing next to each other. And now that I think about it, it could have been both of my grandmothers because they both passed. But I don't know. Either way, I'm like, no. And I couldn't move my lips because everything was so stuck. Like, I couldn't move. I remember, like, trying to lift up my hand, but I couldn't. And I remember saying no. And I remember, like, speaking in tongues in my mind. And then it just stopped. So I don't know what the correlation is. I don't know if my belief in what I was learning kind of like, I don't know if my belief in what I was learning just kind of intercepted that, or if there's any like actual real power to. I mean, there had to be, because both times that I spoke in tongues, it stopped the hold. And this is what I learned was called sleep paralysis, right? But then years later, 3 years later, I'm learning about, like I said, Hermeticism. Um, I'm learning about quantum physics, the universe, all of this other kind of stuff, all of this science stuff. And this science stuff is not demonic. It's not demonic. I know that people that I know that are in my family will probably be like, "Oh, she's not a Christian anymore." No, I'm not in any religion. I'm not in any organized religion. I still believe that God is real, but I don't believe that God is a man. God is not a man. I am God. You are God. He's God. She's God. The dog is God. My dresser is God. I don't believe that God is a human man. And like people are calling God Father, Daddy, um, it's all kind of stuff. At one point, I was calling God the Creator, the one that created everything, and and then I was like, I don't want to call God God. Like I don't know if that's God's name. There are so many other gods. Like there are so many other religions, and it's all like the same. It's all the same. They're like all trying to say the same thing. So they're all following like the laws of science, but just in their own story. You know, across the world, across the country, across different cities, states, you know, they're all saying the same thing in these religions. They're all speaking to the science of the world, of the universe. They just don't really realize it because they just grew up to believe this stuff. But it's all the same. It's all them. It's all their stories. Their religion is describing science just in a human form, in a way that humans can understand. So now I'm meditating, which is something that Jesus did. Jesus went into solitude and took time to himself to connect with the source, God. I think that somebody once told me that meditation was like demonic. No. If meditation is demonic, then prayer is demonic. Because prayer is just spell work. Prayer is a spell. Prayer is a spell. You're saying something because you want something to come true. Prayer is a spell. It sucks. It sucks having gotten to my age and it's just now like understanding this. Um, and it sucks to know that there are so many other people out there that are under this that are in this in the religion, and they don't know that even though part of this in the religion is the truth, some of it is all made, it's made up. It's like made up just to, yeah, I don't know. And then people shun you, like Jehovah Witnesses shun you like for certain things. It's so sad and crazy. I just wish that I had known, but I know now. And yeah, I was practicing astral projection, which is something that one of my family members has done before. And they just don't call it astral projection. They like was talking about like flying at some point, and they were talking about how they saw me in the realm, in the spiritual realm, but I came in through like a bad way. There's no bad way to come in. There's no bad way to come in. Everybody has access. You can't get in a bad way. You just learn how to use your body in conjunction with your spirit, or you learn how to use your spirit, because we've been taught to use our physical body. Our parents taught us how to walk. They taught us how to talk. They taught us how to eat our food and hold our own cups, but they didn't teach us how to use our spiritual body. So when we grow up and get this age, we don't know how to even function our spiritual body. And now I'm finally figuring out how to use my spiritual body, and I was flying. So that's why I opened this video, because I wanted to share my intentional experiences, because the first two were not intentional. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why it happened. But um was that it was two times. Two times that this happened. I remember the second time. Oh my gosh. Okay, it just came back to me. I can't remember which one was first. I feel like they happened in the same day. They happened in the same day, I think. Because I remember I was like, oh, I can do it two times in one day. I'm like, oh, that's really dope. All right, so I'm going to tell you about one of the times that this happened. As of recent, in the past, like 2 days ago. And I've been like saying to myself, okay, I need to record this. All right. So I want to learn how to astral project, because I want to see, I want to go to the spiritual realm. And everybody has access to the spiritual realm, but everybody doesn't have to go if they don't want to. You don't have to participate. So I'm just listening to a video. I'm listening to this lady. She's telling me to breathe deeply, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, relax all of your muscles. Nothing demonic. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, clear your mind. Clear your mind. And I feel like a lot of Christians will be like, oh, that's demonic. I feel like a lot of Christians feel like a lot of stuff is demonic. And it's really hard to like try to get them. There are some people that I know that I have to like kind of not talk to about this, because it would like change their whole entire world. Because their whole entire world is built, like their foundation is Christianity. And if I took the foundation from under their feet, they would crumble. Like it would be like, oh, well, what do I do with my life now? Now that I don't have that. And so like I've been avoiding certain people, because I would take so much away from them if I shared with them the knowledge that I have. Just have that. Because at the end of the day, you're still following the laws of science. You're just following like, it's like, It's like Scary Movie, right? Oh, my stomach is growling. Scary Movie. Was Scary Movie ever a real scary movie? Or was it a parody? It's like a scary movie, right? But then having like a scary movie. Okay, let's just say it's like Frankenstein, right? I don't know if Frankenstein was scary. I don't know. I'm just making up something. But then having a kid version. So the kids can understand. Both the same movie, but there's a kid version. So kids won't like get too scared. And I'm not trying to say that Christians are kids. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm just trying to say that the Bible is like the PG version, PG-13. And science is like the rated R version, even though science is not bad. It's just like it's the version that people can't see all the time, but they can understand the PG-13 version. Does that make sense? Okay, anyway. So, this is either the first or second time that this happened. They both happened in the same day. I was intentionally trying to astral project. All right. It was, when I tell you, it was so fun. I think it happened 3 times. I just like, I can't always remember. But I do remember some details. Okay? So, first time it happened. I don't know if I wasn't listening to the astral projection. Okay, so this happened 2 different times. And I'm so sorry I can't get it clear. But I remember the one time I was listening to the actual astral projection video. And like I said, the lady was talking. She was just telling you how to breathe. And I remember she was saying like something about a portal. And I started seeing doors, different doors. And the doors were like turning and turning. And I was going through the doors. But the doors were just like, it reminded me of the Twilight Zone. So the doors were just like turning and turning. And I remember going through the doors. Once I went through the doors, I was in a whole nother place, right? I was in the spiritual realm. I was in the spiritual realm. You guys, I was in the spiritual realm. Was this the first time? No, that was the second time. The first time, I had a lucid dream. I was in my dream doing whatever I wanted to do, whatever I could think of, whatever I thought of, it just appeared. Whatever I thought of, poof, it just appeared. It just appeared. This one time, forgive me for whoever hears this, sees this, watches this, and is a part of my family or a friend group, whatever, who doesn't know that I am bisexual. Because I've been hiding that for a long time. I saw myself like, or I thought of like a woman. And then a woman appeared on my bed. When I was lucid dreaming, I was in my room. And I just started thinking of it. And I remember I was moving so fast. It's like I was a jackrabbit. I was so excited to actually like be in my dream and be controlling it. I was moving from this thing to that thing. And the only thing that I actually remember is like a woman coming into my room on my bed. And it's like we were about to get in the act of doing something sexual, but it didn't happen because I think that I woke up. Because I don't remember actually doing anything with the woman. But I do like remember thinking of a woman And then boom, she appeared on my bed. And I feel like she didn't have on like a lot of clothing. Maybe it was like lingerie, maybe. But she was on my bed. She was like on the left side of my bed. So that was the first time I was lucid dreaming. Now, second time, I was in the spiritual realm. I saw so many different things. I saw people riding horses. And they were translucent. Every single thing in the spiritual realm, on that spiritual level, was translucent. It was like, I don't know why this is the way that I'm describing it, but it was like, it's like I was seeing like westerns, like on TV. Because I saw like two different people riding horses. It was like I was in a pool of, and I was in my house. I was in my house. I remember I was in my house and it was right by my door. And my door was open. And I was seeing, it was like it was all mixed together. It was so many different things happening, but everything was translucent. Everything was translucent. It was all happening at once. Everything was happening at once. Okay, so this was the same time. Because I remember when the lady was saying, turn around and look at yourself. I remember I was floating in the air. I remember I was floating, and you see this? This is my bed, because I have one of those like canopy style beds. And I remember holding on to the bar right here, the one that's adjacent from this one. I was holding on to the bar, and I was like, it's like I was a ghost, but I was like lifting myself up. I was holding on to this bar in my room. And I was in the air, floating. I've never had a dream like that. Now, I've had dreams where I was falling. But this time, I was having a dream where I was floating. But I feel like because it was my first time astral projecting, not lucid. Well, it was my first time fully, because I had tried to stop the first two times and I thought that was called sleep paralysis. But really, I think that I was trying to astral project into the spiritual realm, but I was afraid that it was demonic, so I didn't let it happen. So I didn't get to experience being in the spiritual realm. But I thought about it and I'm like, oh, when I saw those two figures, at my door, that was me being on the spiritual realm. I was on the spiritual realm. And I thought it was like demons or something, two demons. But like I said, that could have been my grandmother's. And if I would have fully let myself go into it, into the spiritual realm, maybe I would have saw a clearer picture. All right, boom. For some reason, this made me feel like it was a bunch of channels playing at one time. It's like it was a bunch of TV shows on, but there was no screen. But through my perception, it was the screen. And I was seeing like so many different channels playing at one time. I don't know how else to explain it. All I know is I saw so many different things happening at once. And I was floating in the air. And I was holding on to the rail of my bed. because I was floating. And when I tried to look back at myself, I didn't see myself on my bed. That's the only thing. My bed was empty. So I was like, I feel like I had my body still. It's like I was holding on to my body. I didn't let my body go. Maybe I was scared, I don't know, or anxious. I don't know why I didn't see my body in my bed when the lady was saying, turn around and look at your body. I didn't see my body, but I can feel my body. And I felt like my body was heavy. And I feel like that is the reason why I had to hold on. Because it's like I was floating in the air. I was floating in the air. But I feel like if I would have let go, maybe I would have dropped. I don't know. Because I was too heavy. Because I was holding on to my body. And I know that this was astral projection. And I was in the spiritual realm because it felt the exact same. And like my eyes were open. And I think that kids can astral project. They just don't know that they're doing it. They think that they're dreaming. A lot of kids be asleep with their eyes open. I don't sleep with my eyes open. But I tell you one thing. Them times that I thought that I was experiencing sleep paralysis, my eyes were open. The time that I was reading that book and I was feeling, my eyes were open. I could see. But my body was locked down. When I was in my bed and I was looking through my door and I saw those two figures, my eyes were open. I could see. My eyes were open. When I was lucid dreaming, my eyes were closed. When I was astral projecting, my eyes were open. My eyes were open. So I wasn't experiencing sleep paralysis. That's just like the human term. I was astral projecting. And my eyes were open. It was so interesting. Okay. There was another time. I was in my office room. And I had, what's it called? I had, what is the drink called? It's an alcoholic beverage. It's fairly new. It's in a can. Cut water. I had one cut water. One cup water, 13%. I just ate breakfast and I started feeling real sleepy. And I don't think that I astral projected. I'm not sure. But I swear to you, I don't know if I was dreaming. I don't know. But I was sitting right on my couch in my office. And this black woman, she was so cute. She was so cute. She wasn't a little girl. She was a woman. And at first, I thought maybe it was my aunt. At first, I thought it was her. And I can't remember what she said, but she was so sweet and soft-spoken like my auntie. I think that's why I thought it was her. And at first, I didn't see her face. It's like she was like glowing. She was just so different from me. And she was just sitting there and she was talking to me. And I don't remember what the lady was said. And I was like, when I woke up finally, I was like, I really hope I see you again. And for some reason, something told me that she was either an ancestor of mine or she was my spirit guide. I don't know which one she was, but she was a black lady and she was so cute. She just had like the cutest, it's like she had like doughy eyes. And it's so interesting because I could not right now, even like trying to like conjure up the picture of her again, I can't remember exactly what she looked like. But I know that I remember thinking like, oh, she's so cute. She was so peaceful. It's like she came in peace. She was so peaceful and pretty and cute and like glowy and like soft looking. It's like somebody put like a soft filter over her. And then the sun was like shining on her because in my office there's a window like right in front of my couch is right in front of a window. So, this was I had just had breakfast and I had like I wanted a mimosa, but I didn't have a mimosa. I had this cut water that was like a lemon. It was like no, it was like a Honor Palmer type of something tea, something iced tea, and it was like um, carbonated. The Long Island iced tea, and it's carbonated. So I I went for that, and I started falling asleep, and I saw her, and it was just like somebody put a soft filter over her, because she was so soft and like glowy, but she was there, and I wish I knew what she said to me. And I really hope that I see her again one day. Because I don't know if that was a dream or if I was in the spiritual realm. But I've been having so many different dreams now. Excuse me. In the past day, 2 days, the past 2 nights, I haven't had one of those dreams that like when I wake up, I remember it. And it's something like spectacular happened. And I'm like, oh, I really like want to do it again. I've been putting on the I didn't do it yesterday. I didn't put on the astral projection video. I tried to do it yesterday afternoon, but nothing happened. Um I didn't try to do it last night. Okay, I thought I saw something in my hair. Okay. I didn't try to do it last night, but I tried to do it yesterday afternoon. It didn't work. Nothing happened. But the day before, that's when I was in the air floating. And actually, I did end up letting go of that bar now that I think about it, because I remember. I know this is gonna sound horrible, y'all. I'm so sorry. But in astral projecting, I don't know how I did it. I picked my cat up and I threw him out of my room because my cat, he knows that sometimes I don't want him in my room. Like after I've just gotten out of the shower, and or if I don't have on like long socks, because my cat likes to scratch and bite at my ankles, and I don't know why he does that. He scratches and bites my ankles, and he scratches like my feet. Um, and then when I'm just getting out of the shower, I don't want him in my room because like his nose is wet, and I don't want him touching my clean body with his wet nose. I don't even want him touching my dry body with a wet nose. It just feels icky. That's just how I'm wired. I don't care. Um, he's such a cute cat. He's not all bad, but he will try to like race to my room because he knows that I don't want him in my room. So he was like, like right past me and go into my room. And it's like, don't piss me off. Get out my room. Like, I don't want you in my room right now. Like, you can come in my room at certain times. I got to have on long socks because you be scratching and biting up my ankles. And sometimes I'll let you do it if I have long socks on. But not all the time do I want him in my room. In my office, sometimes I'll let him in my office. He likes to come in my office because he likes to play in like this little tunnel. I noticed that he likes to go under things and like in things. I never had a cat before, and I've had this cat in my house for like a month now. So he's new and he's a baby. And when I go into my office and I want to meditate, I don't want him in there because he's making so much noise. He's like climbing around making so much noise. And so I have to have him on the outside of the office. But I know he likes to go in there, so sometimes I open the door so he can just go in there. He likes going in the office. So yeah. I remember I in the dream in the astral projecting, I took him, and I think it was like by his tail, and I threw him out of my room into my daughter's room. And I remember thinking like, oh shoot. And I know I wasn't holding on to the bar anymore because the bar is too far from my door. But I think that I was holding on to my dresser. I don't know. I can't remember that part. All I know is that I was floating. And I was not on the ground when I threw him. I was in the air. And I remember like I threw him, and like it reminded me of a cartoon. Like if a cat gets thrown, I'm like, "Meow!" That didn't happen. Like he didn't make that noise. But I remember thinking like, oh shoot, I hope that didn't wake my daughter up. But yeah, I remember waking up like, did that actually happen? Or like, and this did not feel like a regular dream. This didn't feel like a regular dream. I know what a regular dream feels like. I wouldn't get on here and just be just saying anything. I know what a regular dream feels like. This did not feel like a regular dream. This felt like lucid and astral projecting. Because I was in control and I was in a place and I was in my house. I was in my house, but even while I like threw my cat, I was seeing so many things happen at once. And it was all translucent. It was like everything was like a ghost. I could see through it. I could see it, but I could see through it. Pretty dope. And I want to do it again so bad. I keep trying, but I think I need to just relax. I want to be able to like always go to that place though. And I remember, and I don't know if this was a different astral projection or if it was the same one, because this all happened in like 2 days ago. This all was happening. I remember I was laying in my bed and I was looking up. Oh, this might have been, was this when I was lucid dreaming? This might have been when I was lucid dreaming. But at the same time, I can't remember, you guys. I'm so sorry. All I know is all of this started happening after I'm just studying the universe. After I'm studying what we can actually do with our bodies. We are so much more than just this physical body. There's so much more that we can do that we don't even know about. We don't even know our capabilities. We don't know we have powers. So I'm laying in my bed. I was astral projecting this time. I'm laying in my bed and I'm laying back and I'm thinking about money. And so I started seeing money, but not like the actual, I saw money. I saw it. I saw it coming towards me. I saw it coming towards me because I just thought money, money. And I saw it coming towards me. But I feel like I woke up at that point. I did. I woke up because I remember like I was thinking about money and then I woke up. And I remember I woke up and I was like, dang, like I wanted to be in that a little bit longer. But I started seeing the money just come towards me. It was like in the air. It was hovering in the air. I pictured it. And I was like, oh, that's how, like, I imagined it and I saw it. That's what they're talking about. I imagined it. I pulled the frequency of money. I said, money. I know what it looks like. And then it started coming towards me and it was just hovering right there in the air. And it wasn't like I was seeing actual like dollar. I was, but it was translucent. It was translucent. It was amazing. I'll just say that. It was amazing. For those that are watching that know me, I still believe in God. I still believe that God is real. God is powering all of this. My body, the things that I can do with my body, like that I didn't know that I can do, that everybody can do. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. Everybody has access to the spiritual realm. It's a part of your genetic makeup. You're not just a human. There is a spirit living inside of this body. And when you die, it just goes to the realm. That's where everybody was at. It's like all of the people. So it's either all of the people that were no longer living are in this realm that I saw with like everything happening at once. Every single thing happening at once was either people that are gone or people that are still here, but they astral projected into the spiritual realm. So shoot, you might run into your auntie that passed away in the spiritual realm if you astral project. You might be able to see them. You might be able to see them in there. I was able to see, I don't know, my ancestor or a spirit guide. I don't know who it was. But, oh, excuse me, I was able to see her. I want to see her again so bad. I was able to see her. And it was just really, it's the past couple like dreams that I've been having, like it's been so cool. It's been so cool. And I'm like so thirsty for it to happen again. But I'm just chill. I'm just chill. And I'm just wait, for it to happen again and see what I can make out of it, because I'm just I feel like I'm in a weird place right now. I don't know what's what. I'm trying to figure it all out. But I'm going to figure something out. All these different angles. Just look, I look like a butterball this angle. But it ain't that much tea in there. I'm going to figure it out. I'm so excited. Yeah. I really despise so much that I didn't understand this stuff a long time ago. I feel like I would have made different choices, but I know that it's my duty to spread this information because other people need to know. Children need to know what they are capable of so they can be something bigger than what society is trying to curate for us. Society is trying to create a lifestyle for us, but we should have a say-so in what we want. And so somebody should be teaching the kids. And so maybe I need to step in. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah. Y'all have a good day.